Hi, I'm Robb, Robot Shlomo.
I am Jake, Rampage Bentley.
And I am Dean, no clever nickname, Anziano.
Woot!
And this is the Robotic Movie Project's 2015 Summer Movie Spectacular.
RMP 2K15.
Okay, it's been a big summer so far.
I like that jingle.
Let me tell you, and the best part is, he doesn't know I'm using it.
It's like forbidden fruit.
Yeah. It's like sneaking a peek into the girls' locker room. Just as long as they don't see you and they don't find out, everything is cool.
Getting a little Bill Cosby on us, huh?
See, you get the peeky and you get the forbidden fruit and you get the fruit and you make sure you put it in the Jello pudding and then you go, ah.
Yeah, I bet he puts it in the Jello pudding.
That's his nickname for Camille, Jello pudding. Okay, this is the 2015 Summer Movie Spectacular with my good friends Jake Bentley and Dean. How you guys doing?
Doing good.
Yeah, you guys found the place all right?
Yeah. No, we traversed the vast concrete jungle that is New Haven. I'm pretty sure that my GPS was trying to get us raped on the way here. It's just like, turn down this dark alley and turn off your car. What? No, why?
Yeah, that's the new killer GPS. You know, they're like it's the raid of GPS. You know, they'll get you there, but you're not coming back.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's been a big summer movie season so far. Let's start. I'll start at the beginning. Let's start with Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Avengers.
Everybody here seen it?
Yep.
I think we all have.
Okay. Well, Jake, we'll start with your impressions.
Well, right off the bat, I hate to say it, not as good as the first Avengers. Solid as far as a sequel goes. But the thing is, Ultron just kind of seems like a stalling villain. You know, we got the first Avengers movie introduced us to, you know, the Chitauri and Thanos was hinted at towards the end, and you know, instead of giving us Thanos right here to begin with, it's just kind of like, here's a decoy for you to, you know, give us billions of dollars in the meantime before we get to Thanos. Not that the movie was bad per se, but I definitely think they kind of phoned it in.
Yeah, well, I thought it was still a good movie, but because we've already seen it before, it's never going to have the same sort of impact as the first one. You know, just seeing everybody on the screen together for the first time was just mind blown. You know, you're never going to repeat that moment.
Yeah.
So
you know, and I understand why they didn't put it in. There's lack of time. It'd be really forced, but I think no Loki kind of hurt a little bit too.
You were I was kind of waiting for Loki to show up.
That. I wanted him to show up in that.
At least in some capacity.
But yeah.
So Dean, what did you think of Age of Ultron?
I liked it. I did like it a lot, but you know, there was a few issues. I kind of thought it was odd that the only person to die in the movie at all was the fastest person in the movie, and he also died by a bullet.
Yeah, that's kind of unacceptable if you think about it that way.
Yeah, faster than a speeding bullet. Not that fast, apparently. You know?
Yeah, that's kind of.
Oh, that bullet really made me lose a step. I'm telling you. And just not the same. No.
Yeah. No, that's kind of. Oh, that kind of ruins more for me now.
Sorry about that.
No, I mean, and I don't know. I don't think Quicksilver was even the strongest character there, too.
Oh, definitely.
No, they were positioning. It seems like they were positioning Scarlet Witch more to be the stronger of the two.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, yeah.
It seems like they're starting to include her as the Avengers change into a new group, like they did at the end of the movie. They showed that.
And here's the thing too. If you're going to, part of the thing of being a fan of comic books, and I am super guilty of this. I'm sure you are too. I'm sure we all are. Is we have this mindset that if they don't do it the way the comics do it, it's wrong. And I don't think that's a mindset we should have all the time. For example, I myself am a huge Thor fan. If they went solely by the comics, he would be a frog, a woman, and he would die every 3 years.
The frog sounds awesome, though. That would be. I would pay money to see that.
It's like we do that, and we shouldn't, because movies are a different medium than comic books, and things have to be adapted. I say that to preface that I hope they don't go the comic book route and bring Quicksilver back. I want deaths in the Marvel Cinematic Universe to mean something, and not just something they do for shock value only to bring the guy back 2 movies later.
I've said for a long time that if you're a superhero, death seems to be only a temporary setback.
Yeah, I mean, they used to say that, the only permanent deaths in comics are Uncle Ben and Bucky. And
even Bucky wasn't true anymore.
Yeah. They ended up bringing Bucky back, and I'm sure they've brought back Uncle Ben.
I was going to say, didn't they bring him back?
I think they did. Yeah. I'm kind of rusty on Spider-Man comics, but
I haven't read.
They even brought back Peter Parker's parents at one point.
Well, didn't they? They worked for S.H.I.E.L.D. or something, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They brought back Gwen Stacy. I'm sure they'll bring back Mary Jane from her Spidey semen-induced death.
Go to the old sperm bank. Just pull it right off the shelf.
Like, what were they thinking? Like, all right, we're gonna do this super sad dramatic comic book, and Spider-Man is gonna turn out to kill Mary Jane. Oh my God, that's pretty deep. How's he gonna do it? With his semen? What?
Oh my God.
Why?
Oh man, I think there are actually adult movies, not necessarily Spider-Man, but there are adult movies that I have seen with Marvel characters. I'm like, somebody really is just jonesing for a lawsuit right there. Disney don't play. But I'll tell you what, it is cool to see someone be Ms. Marvel, though. That is awesome. I always thought, as strange as it sounds, Ms. Marvel, it was always that, she always had that kind of Playboy model thing going. And just seeing her, I just like, whoa, wait a minute.
Rob Gallo's super open with his taste in porno.
just as long as we don't go the clown porn route, that's fine. And that's a thing, actually.
I'm not surprised by it. I figure at this point there's
something for everybody.
2 weeks tops. There will be an Ant-Man porno if it doesn't exist already.
Oh yeah. So what else? What else is your take on Avengers: Age of Ultron?
I think they should have. I liked the way they did Ultron, but I think they should have added more to him. They made him too simple, I think, in my opinion.
I didn't think Ultron was just menacing enough.
Yeah.
I mean, he almost. I don't want to say he seemed warm and cuddly, but I mean, he didn't give off the vibe of being the pure mechanical evil that something like Ultron would be. I wanted to hate him more, and I didn't.
It was more kind of middle down the road Robert California evil.
Pretty much, yeah. Hey, I'm Ultron. I'm evil. How's it going? Yeah. Yeah. I got a plan to wipe out humanity. Let me sit back down and let me just lay this on you.
Yeah. No, I think that's it did just kind of seem rushed to me. Yeah. It kind of seemed like this was. It was still a great movie, still an incredibly fun.
Oh yeah.
It's still the Avengers, but yeah, I kind of wish they waited until after Ant-Man, because I mean, once again, this goes to this is the way the comics did it, and I'm not saying it was bad because they didn't do it this way, but in the comics, Hank Pym is the creator of Ultron, and it may have been good to reference that at least.
Well, one of the things I noticed though was that when Tony Stark and Bruce Banner were talking about the Ultron project, the way they were referencing it was it already existed before the Avengers.
Yeah.
So there's a possibility down the road them saying Hank Pym has some sort of connection to Ultron.
Well, I thought he was a Chitauri technology.
He was. Well, they talk about AI,
Yeah.
and like I said, they just had.
But they found him in the ship, I thought. They found.
Yeah,
They found him in the
it was
Chitauri.
It was partially. Well, no, they had. Stark had that hallucination.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's partially. I think it was partially. A previous technology developed by a predecessor of Shield, and the Chitauri technology made it possible.
Okay.
That's what I gathered from it.
Yeah, I got the impression that it was Tony Stark messing with Chitauri technology.
But
Yeah, that's the impression I got.
okay. Well, from like I said, there was that one line. They said we could find our long unrealized dream, Ultron. So. That seemed to be that's what led me to believe that.
Gotcha. I think that was it was after New York.
Yeah.
In the first movie, and them having to. I think after they found that, their plan was to come up with a protector who could do the things that the Avengers did. Without.
Yeah, that was the idea behind the Iron Legion. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just a bunch of Iron Man robots left over from Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
That just fell apart anyway. Worst Christmas presents ever. So.
And the other thing too, just bringing up, Iron Man and his various inventions. Why would you not rock the Hulkbuster 24/7?
The Hulkbuster's awesome. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's like having a Ferrari in the garage and never wanting to drive it.
Like, well, I can take out the Ferrari, or I can bust out my Honda Accord.
Who wouldn't want to use the Hulkbuster? That's my I'm just. Even for like the lamest villains, the bad guys, you would still want to use the Hulkbuster.
I would use the Hulkbuster if I was drunk at 2:00 in the morning and wanted tacos. like never mind fighting crime. I'd show that off.
The Hulkbuster is just, and it'd be the ultimate way to win an argument with Pepper Potts. Just put on the Hulkbuster. What were you saying? Like I said, the Hulkbuster is just an awesome piece of hardware. It's I mean, the best part of Hulkbuster, he's punching the Hulk. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
I love too how they continued their homage to Star Wars.
Oh yeah,
with a severed hand.
Yeah, Ulysses Claw. Yeah,
Ulysses Claw. Did you notice that in every? I think it's every Phase 2 Marvel movie as an homage to Star Wars. One character has lost a hand.
Really?
In every movie.
See, I haven't deliberately noticed that, but now that you bring it up, I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Bucky in Winter Soldier lost his arm. Thor got his hand cut off in that Loki hallucination.
Oh, there's this great internet meme where Rocket Raccoon is like, there's a picture of the Winter Soldier, and Rocket Raccoon saying, I'm gonna need his arm," which I think is great. So okay, but best character, Age of Ultron. The Vision.
Yeah. I really like the Vision.
I did. For me, that was the best character.
Yeah, though. Yeah. I do have to say they did make the Vision a lot cooler than comic book Vision.
I read like the miniseries Vision and the Scarlet Witch, and I read it for a few issues, and it was really like. Granted, this is the late '80s.
Yeah.
But it was just really lame. I don't want to see the Vision outside cutting grass. This is a waste of his abilities.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna piss off some Robotic movie project listeners out.
Yeah, all 7 of them.
Yeah. Like Click is there, and he's just downloading it. But Vision in the comics is a punk ass. Like he's literally a soccer dad.
Oh yeah.
who just is half robot. I think they did a really good job of him in the movies and making him more significant and not just there.
Yeah. Like I said, he's a soccer dad. I remember there was one panel from Vision and Scarlet Witch when they said when you try to expand them, give them more depth, he's coming out of the house with like a golf shirt and a hat on. Yeah. I'm like, this is lame.
Like he's basically a domesticated RoboCop in the comic books.
Yeah, children, I will pick you up from school at 5:30. Yeah. Please stand in front of the building.
What kind of commitment issues does Scarlet Witch have where she's basically married to a glorified toaster instead of a man?
At least Rom Space Knight, at least he used to be a full human. Yeah. And they put him in that armor, though. So, at least there was that going for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember Rom Space Knight? No?
No.
No, Rom Space Knight was actually really cool. James Gunn said he might be able to. There's been hinting that James Gunn might use Rom Space Knight in the next Guardians of the Galaxy movie, which was which would be awesome, because Rom was pretty awesome when they yeah. You've seen my previous episode about Rom.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay. Rom was awesome. Yeah.
You know what would be awkward?
What?
Going back to the Scarlet Witch Vision thing there, if they decide to, and they kind of sowed the seeds for it, hooking them up in the comics, it's one thing, or in the movies, it's one thing in the comics for her to kind of get together with a half robot, kind of guy. In the movies, if she hooks up with him, she is basically hooking up with Tony Stark's speaker system. Like, it's just, I'm going to hook up with your Bose audio, You're like, seriously?
I can imagine that. I can imagine finally that scene though that says, "Are you ready for me?" Yes, but do one thing for me. What's that? Just he says, play Marvin Gaye, Sexual Healing. He just like comes out of his, when I get that feeling, I won't say.
It's like that movie, I forget what it was called, the movie where the guy falls in love with Siri.
Oh, her.
Yes.
Joaquin, I turned down Doctor Strange Phoenix.
Yeah.
Why didn't he found out he wasn't gonna date Siri in that movie, I guess. I don't know.
That's kind of Scarlet Witch in here.
Yeah.
She is a technophile. Is that a word? I think it is. I just coined it.
She's a technophiliac.
Yeah.
That's that. Yeah, we're gonna dibs. We want a quarter anytime someone says that. Technophiliac. Oh god. Okay, final rating. Avengers Age of Ultron.
Are we doing this in Chewbacca's?
Yes, we are. Let's set the
right.
Chewbacca scale: 1 to 6. 1 being atrocious, 6 being incredibly awesome, beyond words.
I'm just gonna kind of fill Dean on this before because he was not familiar of it. So we came up with a rating system based off of how many Chewbaccas you would give instead of stars. There is technically 5 Chewbaccas, but there is a 6th Chewbacca that's reserved for movies that are so beyond amazing that 5 cannot contain them.
Like the original Star Wars would be 6 Chewbaccas.
6 Chewbaccas.
6 Chewbaccas. Empire Strikes Back would be 6 Chewbaccas.
Yes.
Return of the Jedi would be 5 Chewbaccas.
It would be 5 Chewbaccas. And then the other Star Wars movies that we got are
anywhere from 2 to 3 Chewbaccas.
Anywhere from as high as 2 Chewbaccas to as low as 3 Jar Jar Binks.
We give it a Jar Jar Binks if it's a total waste of time. Okay.
Oh, like Joe Dirt 2?
Yes, Joe Dirt 2 is 1 Jar Jar.
We're gonna get to that.
I kind of think half a Jar Jar.
Half a Jar Jar.
So final verdict on the Chewbacca scale. Avengers Age of Ultron. Jake.
I will give it 2.75 Chewbaccas.
Oh, kind of low.
Yeah.
Okay, I give it. I'll give it about 4 Chewbaccas.
4 Chewbaccas.
I liked it a little bit. Liked it more than you. Like
I didn't hate it.
No, that's understandable. Like I said, don't feel compelled to change anything on me.
No.
I would say 3 Chewbaccas.
3 Chewbaccas.
Okay. So we've got 2.75, we got 4, and we got 3 Chewbaccas.
I'm really sorry that I had to complicate that so that we can't actually come up with an average, because I know none of us can do that off the top of that.
Only we'd have to use a metric system, and then we'd probably break the speed of light doing that with all the calculations.
Actually, it'd be about 3.2 Chewbaccas.
That's in Celsius? Okay. All right. Next up, we have... let's talk a bit about our opinions. I don't think none of us have seen Inside Out. Disney
None
Pixar.
of us have. I plan on taking my little one to go see that on Monday.
Actually, I haven't seen it yet. That is a movie though I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah. No, it looks good.
One thing I've noticed about Disney Pixar movies is they continually do things that are very different.
Yes.
Every movie is different from the next. Toy Story is different than. The Incredibles.
Yes.
The Incredibles is different from WALL-E, and Inside Out is different from everything else. I mean, it seems to be...
Didn't they do Super 8 also, or whatever it was called? I forget what it was called. The one with that white character, that weird, dumb, like...
Oh, Big Hero 6.
Big Hero 6.
Big Hero
Yeah,
6, yeah.
Super 8.
Super 8's
a motel chain.
Is it?
Yeah,
No,
that's,
I think
when you're staying out of town, stay at Super 8.
Super 8. We have breakfast sometimes if we feel like it.
Hourly rates available. It's our first plug on the RMP.
I think you're thinking of
Big Hero 6.
Yeah.
No. There was another movie though that had 8 in it, and it was done almost like Cloverfield.
I know, it was actually that was Super 8. It was a J.J. Abrams film.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'm compelled every time to say J.J. Abrams to say Dynamite.
I believe that their biggest sponsor has to be Dramamine.
What is up with all this handheld shaky cam? I can't stand it. Did you get? I know it's not like I said. We're gonna get back to the Pixar thing, but has everybody seen the Netflix series Daredevil?
Yes.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Even though that is not technically a movie,
we still got to cover that.
We still have to cover it. It still
that.
falls in summer releases. But the one thing that ruined Daredevil for me was the shaky cam. I'm like, you guys, go to Best Buy and spend the $50 on a tripod. What the hell? I think you get some points for that.
You know, I think Blair Witch was the first one that did the whole. I think it just like the cameraman has epilepsy. Let's just pretend we fucking wanted this to happen.
It's like you give your 6-year-old the camera on a vacation, and they're just kind of swaying back and forth.
Well, this is what we came up with. Editing is hard.
And somebody's like, I love it. But okay, we'll get back to Daredevil in a minute. But Pixar movies. I mean, like I said, every summer is always a big Pixar movie.
Yes.
And for me, the one big thing, I'm looking forward to seeing Louis Black as Anger. There is nobody more suited to a role than Louis Black as Anger.
As Anger, yeah. I would concur with that.
Okay, well, since none of us has seen Inside Out yet, let's talk about Daredevil.
All right, I'm all for it. Charlie Cox, pretty perfect Matt Murdock, I think.
I agree. At first, I was kind of worried about him. Something like he just seemed too scrawny for some reason to me. But like the way they did it, I feel like it fit very well because he wasn't. He kept himself in shape. He was more focused on the strategy of fighting and maintaining the situation within the fight than actually being more of like a brute force. And I like that.
Well, he says one time he doesn't wear body armor because he has to stay fast and agile.
Yeah.
That's one thing. And Daredevil in the comics was always more, where Spider-Man is sort of tight and springy and coily. Daredevil is more long and fluid movements, and you could always see them portray that. And actually, Charlie Cox, man, he knocked it right out of the park.
Absolutely.
Unbelievable. As a kid reading Daredevil, I was 18. Who am I kidding? I still read Daredevil. What am I talking about? But when I was young, when I was reading Daredevil, if I said that there was going to be a Daredevil television series, I would have no idea that they can come this close.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was unbelievable. Everything I've ever wanted in a Daredevil series was right there.
And I mean, that choreography was better than most, like that fight choreography was better than most movies.
Was the first or second episode? Or was that there's that one long shot?
The hallway fight. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's unreal.
Yeah, and honestly, the only movies that have better fight choreography are made in Japan. Like, there's no American movies and barely any Oriental, Asian martial arts. Barely any of those had better choreography.
I know my mouth would be hanging open. Like, this cannot be this good.
Yeah, especially for a Netflix show. I mean, they've been consistent. They have been putting out great shows, but I mean, from what they had, that was impressive.
I think a big part of that is because, like, I've seen, with interviews, like people who worked on the show and everything, commenting on how they approached it. They said that they saw it as a crime show first and a superhero show second, and I think that had a lot to add into how well it came out.
Yeah, well, one of the criticisms I always see about Marvel is, oh, they're too campy. And
this was not campy.
This is not campy. This, I mean, you don't get more hardcore than this. My God.
Although I do have a question for you.
Sure.
I want to get your opinion on this. The biggest criticism I've seen from Daredevil up to this point is the suit.
The
Where do you stand on the
suit is a combination of the traditional red suit and the armored suit from the early 2000s. I think it's very utilitarian. I mean, obviously, you're gonna make some changes.
Yeah.
But the suit, the horns do look a little fake, little hokey, and that's kind of to be expected. But I thought the suit was as good as you can expect out of a series like this without making it look too fake.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, actually that was the one thing I did sort of like about the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie was actually they did get the suit.
They did get the suit very.
Yeah, they did get the suit right. And actually, they had, if you listen to the extras, the commentary, Mark Steven Johnson said they had countless meetings just over the color red.
Jeez.
And like I said, the suit was as close to right as they could get it in the Ben Affleck movie. And I feel that they had to make a certain amount of compromises with this one. It had to be Kevlar, it had to be functional, and it had to look like someone could actually make this thing. Because, let's face it, a superhero is not going to go to a tailor and say, hey, make this, but that's what he did, though.
Yeah. And I mean, it's... I think the Ben Affleck one was a little more true to the comics, which I think is the heart of the gripe in that. But, I mean, at the same time, I kind of like the Kevlar body armor protection aspect better than the I'm just going to throw on a crimson red dominatrix suit.
Again, we're coming back to that now.
Back to the superhero war.
But speaking, actually, Rosario Dawson as Claire Temple.
Yes,
fantastic.
Yeah, no, she did great. I mean, it was I'm surprised they got such a big name for such a limited role. But I great casting. Whoever's job was it to cast. I mean, everyone from Matt Murdock to Foggy, who walked that fine line of being like very likable but very much a little bitch who you hate. You walked that perfectly. You loved him at the beginning. Halfway through the show, you're like, this guy is such a little puss. Like, I just want to see him get hit by a truck. And then by the end, you like him again.
But he's whining about, Matt, there's some serious Fourth Amendment issues here. I'm like, that's what you're worried about? Your friend is a superhero. You're worried about the Constitution? Come on.
I think the best casting choice was the Kingpin, though. I was very surprised at how well the character came out and how well Vincent D'Onofrio did with the character.
Oh, yeah. Kingpin was great. What was great about the Kingpin was, yes, he's a bad guy. Yes, he will rip your head off without a second thought. But they made sure they portrayed him as a human being.
Very much so. And part of, I mean, I know I'm not the only one who felt like this. At the first half, the first 3 quarters, he was a very likable and very sympathetic character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got more of the, in the beginning you thought he's kind of good for the city.
Yeah.
He's a necessary evil. And I mean you could still portray him in that light.
Yeah. One of the things he gets across is he is a sympathetic character. He's very lonely.
Yes.
Very lonely. No, he doesn't want to let anybody into his world. And then he meets someone. He's like, he just wants what everybody else really wants.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who you are. Everybody wants someone. Everybody wants to come home to somebody. Everybody wants somebody to share things with. And they portrayed him in a very human aspect like that.
Very much so.
My favorite part about that is that it kind of seemed at certain points that, like, he considered him, like, they kind of say this, he considered himself to be a good guy.
Yeah.
So they had the balance between showing him versus Daredevil, who was the good guy and who was the bad guy in the situation, and they weighed it back and forth. and then it got to a breaking point, and I loved how they did that because to me it seemed like a very human perspective on their roles and the way they responded to each other and responded to the things that they added to the situations.
Yeah, one of the other things I liked was they didn't hammer you over the head too with the other references to the other characters. There would be a passing reference.
Yeah.
You know, and there was that one scene with Wesley in the garage. Well, I can understand if he had a suit of armor, a magic hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's just a guy. Come on. The other thing was I don't know if you caught on this, but there's a couple references to the Battle of New York.
Yeah, at the beginning when they're renting the office.
But when and there's a great reference to Marvel's past. And the name of the company across the hall from him is Atlas Comics.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
That was cool.
I didn't catch that one.
One of the great things though was when they showed Matt and Foggy in college.
Oh, the Electra.
Yeah, with the talking about that crazy Greek girl.
Yeah,
that
he
awesome.
He took Spanish to get close to.
The crazy Greek girl. that was great. And did you see who was going to be Electra?
Yes, from what's her tits from G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe Retaliation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Elodie Young.
Yes. Yeah. No, I think the great casting.
Absolutely perfect.
Punisher, not so much.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of it was the guy from Walking Dead, right?
Yeah, Bergman, John Bergman. I think his name is.
No.
Okay.
I personally don't think the look is too off, but I don't think that he's going to be capable of actually bringing what's needed for the character. That's my opinion on how Punisher's going to be.
I've seen some production stills, and he's just like any other guy in a old military coat and boots. I mean, so. I don't know what they're going to do with the character.
I know they won't bring him back for it, but I thought Thomas Jane was great as the Punisher.
I thought he was good too.
I think he was a little different from how a lot of the comics are for the Punisher, but I think I don't know, something about that movie that he was in when he played the Punisher. I loved it.
I loved it.
Why do you cast John Travolta as your bad guy?
Why do you cast John Travolta as anything in your anything?
like oh my God, like this guy, with the guns and the skull, like Mr. Carter, he's gonna go bang bang and shoot me, and drag me into the alley. When I say, oh my God, Mr. Carter.
I would love to see Welcome Back Kotter references in that, Punisher shows up like, I'm gonna shoot you. Yeah, up your nose with a rubber hose. I turned into a little walk in there. Hey, whoa, why don't you take that rubber hose and stick it where the sun don't shine.
Oh my God. Oh, okay, yeah. But season 2 of Daredevil is going to be coming next year, so that's... we're all looking forward to that.
Actually, rewinding a little back to Kingpin too, I was going to say I loved what they did with the picture.
Oh, with the painting.
Yeah, the painting. He kept looking at the white paintings and talking about being artsy, and it just okay, yeah, he's an art critic, but it turned out being a cool little.
But you see the juxtaposition.
Yes.
Between the white painting, and he was always wearing the black suit.
Yes.
So you have this pure world, and he's on the outside of it looking in.
Well, and then at the end too, with when they found out that his dad made him stare at the white wall whenever he beat his mom.
Oh yeah, that was I saw when I was watching that scene when they first showed his mom. One of the first things I picked up on was that there were bruises on her arm.
Yeah.
So so he comes from a very troubled home. Very troubled upbringing, and again, we're seeing the damaged sort of, damaged person coming through.
Yeah.
And the other thing I like too is when I can't remember what her name was off the top of my head. The Victoria, the art gallery curator.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think it's Victoria.
When that sounds right.
When he starts to let her in, she goes in to his closet and picks out a suit that's a different color.
Yes.
Which I thought was actually pretty good. So you start to see somebody coming back from that darkness and sort of reintroduce themselves into the rest of the world that the rest of us occupy.
Yes.
So I am getting a little pithy here, but that's
no, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. So, but the final verdict on Daredevil on the entire series. Yeah, this is a tough one.
5.5 Chewbaccas.
5.5 Chewbaccas.
I would say 4.75 Chewbaccas.
Okay. I'm a huge Daredevil fan. I mean, so my rating is a little skewed. I'm not going to give it 6, like, again, because 6 is just reserved for perfection.
Yes.
Very few things. I'm going to go with 5.5 Chewbaccas.
Yeah, just
shy of being perfect. So 5.5 Chewbaccas for Daredevil.
Maybe a little full frontal nudity would have knocked it up to 6.
See Rosario Dawson.
I meant Kingpin. We need Vincent D'Onofrio hanging dong to get 6 Chewbacca.
Vincent D'Onofrio swinging some pipe.
I feel so bad for that dude. In 1990, he played Thor in Adventures of Babysitting.
Yeah.
And his physique has gone so far downhill that now he's the Kingpin.
I really don't think he's that big. I think he put on weight for that role. He had to have.
Well, he was in Jurassic World also, and he did look a lot smaller in that.
Jurassic World, Star-Lord and Gwen Stacy versus dinosaurs and Kingpin.
What a segue. Let's cover Jurassic World. With Jurassic World, what did you think?
Jurassic World was it was solid, I think. A little bit of spoilers, I guess.
I haven't seen it yet, but go right ahead with the spoilers.
Okay,
don't worry about it.
Oh, I kind of feel bad now if you haven't
go ahead. Yeah.
All right, so basically,
I'll see it later tonight. I have my ways.
All right, so basically the premise of the movie is they are making their dinosaurs themselves. Mm-hmm. They're genetically tampering and modifying, and the entire movie seemed like a very veiled, preachy, like GMOs are evil type of thing, which I kind of didn't like that, but we'll cast that to the side for now. So they make this dinosaur and they give it all these features from other non-dinosaur animals, like it can hide itself from thermal detection, it can camouflage, and it's like, oh, it's this super big badass thing, and it ends up getting killed by this even bigger dinosaur in the water. And it's like, oh, we created this super unstoppable, killing machine. It's bigger than the T-Rex. It's more fierce than the raptors. It's worse than anything else. But, we also made this thing that's slightly bigger, slightly more badass, and he's going to come back and kill it at the end. No big deal.
Because that's your fail-safe right there.
Yeah, and it was just like,
It's always a bigger fish.
Yeah, that kind of ruined it for me a little bit. I mean, it was still a stupid, fun movie starring Star-Lord. I did watch that movie pretending he was Star-Lord.
That would have made it awesome.
It did make it awesome.
Star-Lord, man, come on. He's trying to explain to everybody who he is. I'm Star-Lord, man. Come on, hooked on a feeling.
My wife did make one point that I thought was very good. It's just one of the things she can't get over in the movie is why they would open up a Jurassic World theme park when Jurassic Park went so badly, and why would they open up another theme park for the inevitable sequel when this one went like, you think they'd learn at some point?
Because there's no shortage of bad ideas, apparently.
Humans and dinosaurs do not work together. Do not put them in the same place.
Sure they do. Haven't you seen the Flintstones?
So the next Jurassic World movie is just going to be
man. This guy Star-Lord came over the other day. He was talking about the raptors.
Just using brontosauruses to pick. Would that be the plural of brontosaurus?
Brontosauri?
Would it be brontosauri?
I guess. I don't know. I've never thought about it too much.
Actually, I don't even think those are real dinosaurs.
There's a technical name, but I'm not going to look it up right now.
Well, no, I think it turned out. I mean, they may have gone back on this, but I think that they actually found out that they just put it together wrong, and they made a dinosaur that never existed.
Oh, my whole cartoon viewing experience now has been ruined. Oh God! But go ahead. Your thoughts on Jurassic World?
I liked it. It definitely could have been better. I think my favorite part about it was how brutal some of the deaths were. That was fun.
Yeah.
Particularly the whole scene where the assistant gets carried away by the pterodactyl. That was my favorite.
Was she a hot chick or not?
Yes.
Ah, damn, that makes it even more tragic.
She was British, though, so I don't know.
Well, damn.
negates anything for you.
Nah, well, the accent could be kind of hot, but then she's kind of condescending, though.
She was wearing a Miss Marvel costume the entire time, by the way.
Oh, there you go, right there. I am just devastated. Actually, have you heard Yvonne Strahovski?
Okay, yeah, from Chuck.
Yeah, she's rumored that she wants to be that she might be Miss Marvel.
Okay, I heard they were going with
Katie Sackhoff.
Yes.
Well, there's nobody really knows, but if you're listening, Yvonne's hotter.
Not by a little.
not by.
And we just pissed off another one of the Robotic movie fans. Katie Sackhoff, actually. She used to be a big fan, not so much anymore.
Katie, if you're listening, you're still hot. But seriously, that Battlestar Galactica uniform, not hot anymore. Okay, all right, but Jurassic World. Got more thoughts on Jurassic World?
Yeah, I really liked it. I think it's as much as I enjoyed it, I think it's a little ridiculous that they're going to be making another sequel.
Jurassic World: The Quest for More Money.
Yeah,
basically.
I do kind of hate that it dethroned Avengers as the third highest grossing movie of all time.
I definitely agree with that.
That was a little disappointing. Once again, not a bad movie. It was a fun movie, but
somebody actually who saw it said to me, "There's no plot.
No.
It's just dinosaurs running around eating people.
It's literally Star-Lord and Gwen Stacy versus dinosaurs and Kingpin."
Oh, gee. Yeah, there you go. See, it all comes back to Marvel.
It does. They're kind of the kings right now.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, I mean, the thing I love about Marvel, and I know I'm about to take us on a completely different tangent.
Go right ahead.
This, but the thing I love about Marvel is Marvel can make a movie starring a talking raccoon and a tree, and it works. And DC can't get fucking Superman to have a decent movie.
Actually, while we're on that, we saw the trailer for Batman vs Superman. Have you seen it yet?
Yes.
Okay, we've all seen it. Impressions?
I think it could go either way. I don't like how serious they're making everything. I think they should be, more balanced. But I also think that the official trailer should have had Nightman thrown in there.
Nightman?
The song. Have you seen that one?
Oh, Nightman. Yeah. From It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, the trailer they released.
Dayman versus Nightman.
Actually, that made me want to see the movie.
I agree. I was just gonna say that.
I was on the fence until that.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh man, I'm pretty much have the same complaints as you. It's just too dark and moody and mopey and dour, and the DC guys are gonna eat it up, but it's just wearing on me. The whole dark and gritty thing is just wearing on me. And I'm going to piss off a lot of people. I am over The Dark Knight. I am just so over The Dark Knight. Yes, it's a great movie. Yes, at the time, it was a great movie. It's successful. We get it. And at the time, in the 80s, when the comic came out, when the Frank Miller graphic novel came out, it was great. Nobody had ever seen
The Dark Knight Returns?
The Dark Knight Returns, yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody had ever seen anything like it before. But now you're trying to make every single thing like The Dark Knight. I'm done. I don't want to see it anymore. Show me something different.
And I mean, the other thing, too, is I get that they're using the Man of Steel movie as a segue to do this, and I get how it makes sense, but I don't ever, in any circumstance, see Batman being the guy who the public backs against Superman. Like, it should be the other way around. It should be...
It should be Superman,
trying to bring Batman to justice, not the other way around.
Yeah.
That definitely would make more sense.
Well, like I said, they're setting up... Their big revolutionary take now on the material is that Superman is a pariah.
Yes.
That's their, and... For the people who keep saying to me, "Oh well, he had no choice to fight Zod in the middle of Metropolis," he's Superman. Isn't the point of the character he could do anything? Yeah. You can't fling him into the countryside. Come on.
Yeah, and the other thing is too, like, how much has your movie failed when the character I'm most excited about seeing is Aquaman?
Yeah. Apparently, they cast Rob Zombie as Aquaman.
Oh, Khal Drago is Aquaman. I'm looking forward to that.
Honestly, that's the thing that I'm looking forward to most in the movie.
Yeah, same here.
Even if it's just one 1 minute scene with him in it, that's probably going to make the movie for me.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, Aquaman. You guys, yeah, I'm interested in seeing Aquaman too. Yeah, I mean, with that beard, I'm like, but how are they gonna transition him from being Aquaman, beardy, like Rob Zombie, death metal guy, to like Aquaman, DC Universe guy?
I don't think they need to.
Just leave him as beardy guy.
Yeah, I think I think they have to, because I think your Robot Chickens and your Family Guy and shows like that have destroyed the vision of Aquaman so much that having that squeaky clean blonde Superman look, you can't do it. You have to have a super badass Aquaman who looks like
let her go, or you'll do what? I don't know, man. I'll think of something. You're lucky you're not doing that over here.
Yeah, you gotta move away from that, and I think having a guy whose last role was ripping someone's tongue out of their throat, that's the way to do it.
Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. Thoughts?
You might as well have cast a prepubescent Asian boy. That's my thoughts about Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman.
I agree with that. I mean, she's supposed to be an Amazon, right? She's supposed to be big and strong and all that, but she seemed so, like, in the trailer, she seemed like this scrawny, short little woman that just has armor on.
Have you seen the pictures of her from the Miss Israel contest? Where she's
slightly more jacked?
No, not even. I mean, even skinnier, even
just toned up.
No. She's like I've been saying that she's more fit to play Olive Oil than Wonder Woman.
I mean, if they were
apparently we're not supposed to say that because we'd be body shaming her. I'm like, how are we body shaming? She knows. She has mirrors.
Like how dare you want a character be cast in the way that character looks? Like, if you wanted to take someone from like the Fast and Furious movies, they should have went with Gina Carano. She looks like it. She's a legitimate badass.
Yeah. Like I said,
she has the Amazon body type.
People say Ronda Rousey would have been good.
Nah.
Well, you always run into the risk that these people can't act, though.
Yeah. Well, like I said, Gina Carano was in the same exact movie they found Gal Gadot in.
Apparently, Gal Gadot works cheaper. She's only getting $300,000 for this movie.
Oh, man.
That's a pittance, yeah. That's actually Hollywood's dirty little secret. They cast foreign actors as Americans because if you're in a union overseas, like BAFTA, they can pay you under the SAG minimums and not be penalized.
That's like NFL practice squad money.
Exactly.
Like that's what Michael Sam is making to be on the Montreal Alouettes.
That's CFL money.
I mean, top shelf CFL money. All right, we can't all be Travis Lulay over here.
But Ben Affleck as Batman. What do you think?
I think it's terrible. I don't like it, and I know everyone has the same argument. Like, oh, you didn't think Heath Ledger as the Joker would do? Yeah, because we never saw Heath Ledger as the Joker. We've seen Ben Affleck play a superhero before, a much less complex one than Batman, and he was terrible at it.
What do you think?
I agree. I mean, for me, I have a little different perspective because growing up, I was a big fan of a lot of like the Kevin Smith movies, where Ben Affleck just had ridiculous, dumb characters. So that's all I can see him as now, especially after everything that happened with Daredevil.
I'm gonna totally ruin my street cred. You talk about Kevin Smith. I loved Ben Affleck in Chasing Amy. I thought he was really good in that.
That's the only movie I've never seen from him.
But
I couldn't do it. I hated Chasing Amy.
Okay, well,
I was like 15 when I saw it, so take it with a grain of salt.
Okay, salt taken. But there was a lot of it reflected the guys I used to hang out with, and but you throw a female into the mix, and so. But it's probably the only chick flick I've ever willingly watched. Yeah, the rest of somebody let's go see the new Jennifer Aniston movie. Yeah, but there's like the Terminator over there. But this has Jennifer Aniston. Yeah, but that has a Terminator. So, and you have to think about, you have to make sacrifices, as we all know. And speaking of making
I don't have to make sacrifices. I drag my wife to see Jurassic World.
That's why your wife is awesome.
Yeah, she is.
Okay, but like I said, Ben Affleck, actually, we're stuck with him. He's going to write and direct a Batman movie, so we're stuck with him.
He must have loved
that made
Chasing
me
Amy
sad.
too, because he made another one. Geely it was Chasing Amy, except
Yeah, pretty much.
it was worse.
Jiggly, yeah.
Yeah, Jiggly. But yeah, no, stuck with him writing and directing. I'm not crazy about it.
Yeah, but so anyway, speaking of bad movies, I know, and I've said this to you. I think I've said this to you before we get to Ant-Man. We've said that Ant-Man would have grossed on maybe another $5 or $10 million if the stupid Amy Schumer movie wasn't out. That millions of girls dragged their husbands and boyfriends to see. Let's go see Trainwreck. I really want to see Ant-Man. Oh, that looks stupid. So,
Trainwreck. Actually, when I first saw the poster, I just thought Trainwreck was how they were crediting her in the movie.
we said actually one time, this is going back to Reality Wasted podcast, we said this about Chelsea Handler. Greg said this about Chelsea Handler, and it needs saying about Amy Schumer. If you met her in a bar, you would say, "Get this drunken, attention-starved mess away from me."
Yeah.
And really, that applies to Chelsea Handler, and that applies to Amy Schumer.
I wouldn't hit her with Dean's dong.
I read about her. It looks like Miss Piggy had a kid with a Cabbage Patch doll.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
But I don't get it. But Judd Apatow has made the same exact movie for the last decade.
Yes, he has.
Yeah, somebody with a glaring personality flaw that they haven't overcome, and you're rooting for them.
But he switched it to a woman now, so it's revolutionary and groundbreaking.
Yeah, now it's groundbreaking. Yeah, you're just taking that character flaw and just copying and pasting it on someone else. Actually, Tilda Swinton, who has been cast.
I don't know who that is.
She's been cast as the Ancient One.
Okay.
In Doctor Strange.
Oh, okay. I've seen her picture.
Yeah, she looks. No offense to Tilda Swinton, but maybe you were a looker back in the day, but not so much now. But she looks completely different in this Trainwreck movie.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, she actually looks like because she's played a man in a lot of movies.
Yeah.
She actually looks like a woman.
Well, I think she's supposed to be. I think the Ancient One is a woman in Doctor Strange.
Yeah, in the upcoming Doctor Strange.
Yeah, in the upcoming Doctor Strange. Which actually, I'm okay with that. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not a big fan of them changing up characters. That one works.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. So anyway, let's get to Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man. I'm very disappointed that Garrett Morris didn't reprise his role as Ant-Man.
I did like he was in it, though.
Yeah, no, that's I'm the Ant-Man. Oh, well, check it out. This guy has the strength of a human. But Jake, thoughts on Ant-Man?
Much better than I expected.
Yes.
Actually, I was kind of on the fence about going to see it. Reviews were decent. You invited me, so I was like, yeah, why not? And I'm really glad I went to go see it. Definitely a nice surprise.
Yeah. Dean?
I agree. It was a lot better than I expected. I honestly, I didn't have too much expectations for it. I really never knew much about the character. And I honestly only watched it because it was a Marvel movie tied into the universe. But yeah, I definitely, I liked it. I did.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. I am not a huge Paul Rudd fan.
Nah.
Yeah.
To me, this is casting against type. I don't understand how this is going to work. Then he said he's playing Scott Lang. Okay, because it was rumored that Simon Pegg was supposed to be Henry Pym for a while.
Really?
Yeah, that was the rumor. And then we see, because what happened was there was a picture actually on a lot of fan sites of Simon Pegg with his finger pointing toward Ant-Man. And a lot of people said, oh, he's hinting he's going to be Henry Pym. And actually, that would have been cool.
Yeah.
But Edgar Wright dropped out, and we got the older Henry Pym, played by Michael Douglas. And actually, the part I liked was the beginning, where you saw Howard Stark, you saw Peggy Carter,
Yeah.
and you saw the other guy. What was the Mitch Carson? I think was his name.
Yeah, the
He's a big
the
shield,
shield guy. Yeah.
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 Yeah, that Pym punches in the face.
Yes.
Spoilers. And it was just that you see and then you see Hank Pym. There's like the holy trinity of Shield right there. And I just love how they made Michael Douglas 25 years younger, and they made Peggy Carter 25 years older.
Yeah.
Which is actually cool. And it was actually the same Howard Stark guy from Iron Man 2, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. They went back to the one that was in the video when Tony Stark had gotten all the stuff.
I thought it was someone else they used. I could be very wrong on that. I'm not.
Well, I was kind of surprised it wasn't Dominic Cooper from Captain America.
Yeah, no, it was the guy from Mad Men.
Yeah. You're right. It was, but he kind of looked like a human eraser.
Yeah.
So it's a weird way to describe him, I know. But I thought, like you said, usually, sometimes casting against type works, and this is a case where it did.
You know, I thought I was going to be disappointed by the whole "it's not Hank Pym" thing, but I'm really I like the way it turned out.
Yeah. One of the great things I thought. The other thing too is, it's not the same stakes as an Avengers.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Where the world is going to go. No, they made the stakes very personal. Scott Lang is trying to reconnect with his daughter. Michael Douglas is as Hank Pym, and Evangeline Lilly as Hope Van Dyne. He's trying to get his relationship back on track with her. There's the fractured mentor protege between Pym and Hank and Darren Cross. Too. I mean, so there's a lot of really interconnected relationships going on here.
Yeah, I mean, piggybacking off what you were saying about the stakes not being high, I mean, they tried with the whole, like, we're going to sell the Yellow Jacket armor, and if this was a universe that existed on its own, that would be scary, but when you have a universe where, you know, Thor exists, there is a god who has a magic hammer and can control lightning. Like, go ahead, sell it to whoever you want.
Exactly.
You know, there is a Hulk in this world who can clap and probably take out half of that army. Like, go ahead.
Yeah, the stakes weren't palpable on that. Yeah, you could always call the Avengers.
Yeah.
And speaking of the Avengers, what'd you think of? Spoiler alert! We're getting to spoiler territory.
Spoiler alert!
Yeah, I'll cut in some warning sounds later. But what'd you think of the Falcon?
I thought that was a fun little fight, and it was good because it brought the Avengers into. It felt like its own movie until that scene, and then it was a Marvel movie as soon as they did that.
I agree with that. I do think they were very simple about it, though, with the fight scene that they had. I feel like they could have been a little bit more creative, and it could have went a little longer because it was only like a minute or two, not even minutes.
Yeah, it was maybe 3 to 5 minutes or so. I thought it was cool. I think Anthony Mackie's great as the Falcon.
Yes.
I always love seeing him turn up.
Yeah, great Falcon.
The other thing it does too is it explains where the new Avengers headquarters came from. It was an old Stark warehouse.
Yes,
you kind of knew that, but Tony Stark be somehow, because Stark Industries probably have land everywhere.
Oh God, yeah.
Pepper? Yeah, remember that warehouse over by Poughkeepsie? What's that doing these days?
I'm pretty sure they have a storefront up in Asgard.
Stark Industries.
Yeah, Stark Industries up there by the Rainbow Bridge near the Bifrost.
Heimdall goeth down to the Stark Tower. Bringeth back something for me. Oh boy.
I myself think my two favorite things about Ant-Man was the fact that it wasn't just a kind of a superhero movie, but they made it a heist movie too.
Yes.
I thought that was creative, and it was very fun to do with the character itself. You know. The other thing that I really liked is how they went and referenced the past where Hank Pym was Ant-Man with his wife, who was the Wasp.
Yeah, that was cool.
I really like that because it kind of brought up ideas of there actually being all these heroes in the past that they didn't realize, and they're starting to connect the whole history that goes all the way back to where it all started with where Captain America's story started with Peggy Carter and all that.
That's the one thing that it seems that there's a gap, though, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You have Captain America in the 1940s. Then you have the Avengers in present day.
Yeah.
And, they're trying to fill in the gaps with Agent Carter, but there is that whole, 70-year span.
In between.
I'm like, so, there was nothing just happened. Everybody was just hanging out, waiting for the Avengers to show up. I mean...
See, that's why I liked how they brought that back, because it makes me feel like, I really hope they do, they're going to bring something up that's kind of goes back in time and tells new stories in that part, and it could help lead to some of the stuff that's happening with the current movies and all that.
Well, they're actually saying again, we're getting the spoiler territory, the missile that the Wasp deactivated. There's a rumor floating around that was actually fired by Baron Zemo.
Nice.
Yeah. Which actually would be cool. You connect that to Civil War.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I forgot who's playing Baron Zemo actually in Civil War. It's a guy. I said, oh yeah, he'll be good. But and then of course the end ties it to the rest of the
yes.
The other Marvel movies, and we get a little preview of Civil War. We're not going to spoil that for anyone who hasn't seen it.
It's pretty much the reason to go see it.
Yeah, pretty much. It's a fun movie on its own, but again, that little teaser at the end does add quite a bit.
Well, I actually saw a thing earlier today online that was saying there's a bunch of rumors going around now that the part of why they had Ant-Man right before Civil War now is that they're going to bring Ant-Man into Civil War and make him become Giant Man.
Yeah, I don't know about Giant Man, but there are photos of Paul Rudd on the set of Civil War. So,
well, one of the things that was said though is in an interview, he said something like there's going to be a great growth in the character, both emotionally
and physically,
story-wise, and otherwise.
Oh, okay.
So it was kind of a reference. Yeah. He did kind of say it, but it wasn't actually clarified that that's entirely what's going to happen.
Yeah, I like I'm a big Bond fan, as you guys know.
Yes.
But I do like at the end of these movies they put Ant-Man will return. So which
I also love the quick Spider-Man reference in the movie too.
That was actually really good. We got a guy that climbs, got it swings. And of course, what's a Marvel movie without an appearance by Stan the Man?
Yeah,
by Stan Lee.
Yeah.
So,
that was one of the better
cameos.
Yeah, that was.
I still think my all-time favorite cameo from him was from the first Thor, where he's trying to pull the hammer out of the ground with the truck.
That's good.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was good. Okay, so final verdict on Ant-Man.
3 Chewbaccas.
I'd agree, 3.
I liked it a little bit more. I'm going to give it 4 Chewbaccas.
4 Chewbaccas.
So that was that's Ant-Man. Ant-Man is in the books. So now we get to the time of the show where we get to rip on the Fantastic Four.
Oh my God! Well, we've been going for about an hour at this point. I think we're going to end up doing another 3.
Well, okay. Well, we'll try not to.
We'll try to
contain ourselves.
To keep it.
But before that, does anybody want to? Do we want to rip on Joe Dirt too?
Oh Joe Dirt rips on itself.
Yeah. I kind of feel bad making fun of it. It was that bad.
It's kind of like kicking the retarded kid while he's down.
Okay. Well, let's suffice it. Let's a quick comment on Joe Dirt too.
Yeah, I was so disappointed. I honestly don't even know what to say.
So in other words, if you pay money to see Joe Dirt, you are stupider than dirt.
It's on Crackle,
okay.
so you can download it for free and watch it with commercials.
That's the mark of a quality movie. You have to insert commercials
when there's commercials in it. The quality of the movie itself was probably a little worse than your Miss Marvel pornos.
I'm never gonna forget that one.
It seems like they spent their entire budget on the soundtrack, just buying rights to Leonard Skinner songs.
I gotta throw the Van Zants, whatever there's left of them, a couple bucks. Come on. That oldie circuit's not doing as well as they thought, I guess.
Yeah, it's bad because I was watching it and I was like, wow, Brittany Daniel is too good for this.
All right, well, final verdict on Joe Dirt 2.
Absolutely zero Chewbaccas. I'll give it 1 Jar Jar. And I like don't get me wrong. I loved the first Joe Dirt movie.
First Joe Dirt is great.
I'm one of the biggest fans. I was so excited. And 1 Jar Jar.
0 Chewbaccas. Yeah, I'd agree. And
it gets a Jar Jar then.
Yeah.
Yeah. If there's no Chewbacca's to be found, I think it gets a Jar Jar.
Yeah, and I think there's only 1 Jar Jar because anything more than that would destroy the world.
You can't have 2 Jar Jars come in contact with each other.
It
creates a paradox.
Yeah, so the worst you can get is 1 Jar Jar, and Joe Dirt 2 was 1 Jar Jar.
Yeah, okay. All right. So a Jar Jar, and I'm not even going to bother. I don't think any of us are going to bother to see Pixels, because there's only so much Adam Sandler we can tolerate.
And it's none.
Yes, at this point it's 0. Don't get me wrong, I like The Wedding Singer, I like Billy Madison.
Oh yeah, everything.
His original stuff was good.
I think Big Daddy is the Sandler line.
Yeah.
Big Daddy and beforehand, great. And then post Big Daddy, it's...
I had the misfortune of watching Mr. Deeds on television, and it was like, oh my god. And that's actually a remake of an old movie.
Yeah.
Honestly, the best thing Adam Sandler could have done is, after Big Daddy, just Chris Farley himself out of the picture.
Or just take your money and just go somewhere where we don't have to see you. Just please, just don't step in front of a camera. Even if you're on vacation, don't step in front of a camera.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of had the warning signs, though. Look at Little Nicky.
Yeah.
Yeah, Little Nicky was one of those, like, oh, awesome, Adam Sandler movie, and you're watching, and you're like,
okay.
I'm gonna go for a 3-hour piss break.
Okay, so that's our verdict on Adam Sandler. Okay, guys. Now, like I said, now is the time. We get to rip on Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four.
And we're gonna try to limit ourselves to maybe another, if we can, 15-20 minutes.
Okay.
Because we've already been doing this for a solid hour.
I think we can skip it quicker than that.
Yeah. The trailers do not look good.
No.
The trailers have never looked good. You've seen my video about the Fantastic Four. It looks like they've ripped off every movie and video game cliche over the last 10 years. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can see everything. Mass Effect, the pods from Alien, everything. Halo, The Dark Knight, everything. Interstellar. They're just putting it all into a big sink, mixing it up, and
a big melting pot of suck.
Exactly, that's a good way to describe it. And this just goes beyond Michael B. Jordan. And I mean, nobody asked for this movie.
I mean, honestly, like, his role in it is something that's very controversial. It's something that people... If the worst thing about this movie was they cast a black guy to play the Human Torch, I don't think we'd hate it as much.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if that was the only sin they committed, I think I'd be okay.
I mean, yeah, and like I said, Doctor Doom looks like...
Mark Zuckerdoom?
Mark Zuckerdoom. You can't stop me without a moderator.
Oh my god.
I'm going to 4chan and post a scathing post about you, Reed Richards.
Worst superhero ever.
Dean, your take on the Fantastic Four.
I really want to know why, in all the promos that I've seen, I haven't really looked into it too much because I really don't have much interest. But why does the Thing have no pants? It's like they're trying to cross the Marvel universe into the Marvel porn universe.
He's part of that new splinter group of Al Qaeda, the Pantsless Jihad.
Oh my god! He just looks like someone just walked by and just dropped a huge dump and then left.
The turd monster.
He looks like the turd monster.
Oh my god! Well, yeah, it's unfair. We can't give it a Chewbacca rating or a Jar Jar rating because it's not out yet.
Yeah, we haven't seen it.
And there are people that are still hopeful that this is going to be somehow good. And I just want to say to him, what is wrong with you? Why aren't you seeing what I'm seeing?
And here's the thing, like, I didn't think Ant-Man was going to be good.
Right.
I was wrong, but I went and saw Ant-Man. I don't have any hopes for Batman v Superman, that lawsuit movie. Why did they change it? Why, like, just the one v, like Superman's trying to get an abortion and Batman needs to stop him through the court system.
At least put an S in there somewhere. I mean, at least, some people might think it's like, Batman versus Superman. Hey, the Batman versus Superman game's on tonight,
Yeah. I don't know, but that movie looks terrible. I'm gonna see it, because there's a little nugget of hope in the back of my noggin that thinks maybe I'm not gonna see the Fantastic Four movie. I will wait until it's free on Crackle.
which should be maybe sometime around September.
3 weeks after release.
Yeah, Dean?
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably watch it just out of curiosity, but I don't expect it to be any good.
My big thing is, you had Michael B. Jordan, actually, he was berating a lot of fans on the internet. And, for what it's worth, and people going on the internet and berating people, that's so new.
Yeah.
He's been saying, you're going to go see it anyway. No, I'm not.
Yeah,
You don't think I have more willpower than that?
And going back to my point with Gal Gadot, like, God forbid you follow a character and you read about it growing up, and when it's cast in the movie, God forbid you want the actor to look like the character that you've come to know and love.
I don't think there's anything wrong with saying I want the characters to look like how they do in the comics.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that either. You know what? I mean, be consistent with it. Sue Storm and Johnny Storm are biological brother and sister. So if you're going to switch them to an African American family, switch all of them. Like, don't just be like, well, our sister's white for some reason. Our dad had a bender in Cancun, and that's what happened.
But don't you remember the Jeffersons? The Willises had a white son. Yeah. the first time. Wheezy!
I actually do not remember the Jeffersons. I think I am younger than you think.
Oh, man. Thanks for showing my age. But obviously, though, this is just a rights grab. It's purely a rights grab. They can't let Marvel have it back. And somebody had posed a question about, well, even if Marvel does get the rights back, there's not going to be a Fantastic Four movie for years. I'm like, I'm fine with that. I'm completely fine.
Honestly, part of me doesn't mind Marvel not getting the rights back. I used to be upset about that, about Fantastic Four, about X-Men and Spider-Man. But the thing is, if Marvel had the rights to X-Men, Fantastic Four, and Spider-Man, there would be no Guardians of the Galaxy movie. There'd be no Ant-Man movies. There probably wouldn't be Captain America or Thor movies.
And there definitely wouldn't be an Inhumans movie.
No.
Wouldn't be a Doctor Strange movie.
Oh, God, no. They wouldn't touch Doctor Strange with a 6-foot pole if they had access to...
Captain Marvel wouldn't be that either.
Yeah, no.
Black Panther.
I'm Hulk, all those. I'm glad that they sold the rights to those in the 90s, because Marvel has such great characters, and they have such a deep roster of them. Not having those safe franchises, I think it's the reason why they're so successful right now.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen what DC can and can't do with their heroes.
Mostly can't.
But imagine, though, Ant-Man gets a movie before Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the world we're living in. Ant-Man gets a movie before Wonder Woman, and where Black Panther is going to get a movie before Wonder Woman. And where Doctor Strange is going to get a movie before Wonder Woman. I mean...
I made the joke about how Marvel can get Guardians of the Galaxy to work, but DC can't get Superman. DC couldn't get Green Lantern either. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, these are your bread and butter, franchises, and you did one really well, but you drove it into the ground.
Oh, yeah. For the people who keep saying they're tired of Spider-Man movies, I'm like, there's been 5 Spider-Man movies. There's been 7 Batman movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all of it from varying quality of all of them.
Well, I think the difference to play devil's advocate, there's been more Batman movies, but the Batman movies, either are on their own or they pick up where the other one left off, as opposed to the Spider-Man movies where we're getting origin stories every single time. We know it. We know who Spider-Man is. We know he got bit by a spider. You don't need to keep showing us.
Yeah, radioactive spider, bite, dead uncle. That's how you That's the Spider-Man character arc right
Rinse
there.
and repeat.
That's something I've actually heard. I don't know if it's just a rumor, but I've read online that they are going to scrap the whole idea of doing an origin story.
Yeah, they're just going to introduce Spider-Man in Civil War.
That's good, because we know it.
Yeah,
they should do that. I think that's a great idea.
Anybody who doesn't know the story now of Spider-Man, I don't think there is.
Same thing with Superman. They should start doing that with Superman. I mean, every movie that they've done for Superman seems like the same thing, just an origin story over and over.
I mean, go watch Dragon Ball Z. You'll get a Superman origin story.
Okay, like I said, we unfortunately we cannot give we can't give a Chewbacca rating because Fantastic Four is out, but
I'm gonna give it a preemptive three thumbs up the pooper.
Like I said, I'm gonna give it I'm gonna make a box office prediction. I've read reports online that they expect somewhere between about 50 million. I think it's gonna be 18 million.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be that low because tail end of summer, everybody's superheroed out. Everybody's seen Ant-Man. Everybody's seen Avengers. Kids are you're going to start to get kids are going to be thinking about going back to school. This is not the good time of year. And Fox probably thinks, oh well, Guardians of the Galaxy did. We could just glom onto that success, and that proves that you can release a big movie at the end of the summer. Yeah, but Guardians of the Galaxy was actually good.
Yeah, that's the big recipe piece that they're missing is you have to make a good movie.
Yeah,
you know, people just won't show up to buy Mark Zuckerberg.
When Toby Kebbell revealed it that Doom was going to be a blogger, I'm like, what the hell are you thinking, man? Never in a million years would I have said, hey, it's a good idea if we make Dr. Doom like this angry guy on the internet because that's what the kids are doing nowadays.
Like, what if we just had Dr. Doom like review cooking shows? Like, that's what.
What if Dr. Doom, I got it. Like, he's going to Fox. I got it. Dr. Doom, he maintains a Pinterest board, okay? I like it. Yeah, that's what kids are into.
You know what the kids are using these days? Live journals. We gotta get Dr. Doom using a live journal.
I heard of these free web pages called Angel Fire. Like, that's going way back, like the 90s.
I do know Angel Fire, so you haven't dated yourself that much. Good. Used to have an Angel Fire website.
Dr. Doom, yeah, I think he's like that fella on MySpace. There's only I said one time, that guy Tom, he's the only guy left on MySpace.
Yeah.
he's walking around the office. Hello, anybody?
I've got a great idea. Dr. Doom is going to infect all the world through their LimeWire accounts.
I used to love LimeWire.
Everyone loved LimeWire.
Then it went away.
LimeWire, Kazaa, Morpheus.
Actually, Morpheus used to be really good.
Oh, I can't.
You know what was the best one? WinMX. Do you remember that one?
Yes.
WinMX was awesome.
Yeah.
You get anything on there.
I cannot tell you how many viruses I willingly accepted onto my parents' computer.
Yeah.
Like, I did the virtual equivalent to Sex with Amy Schumer using so many viruses.
Oh my god. Amy Schumer's gonna be a human STD clinic. Yeah, they're just gonna examine her for years. You know, she's gonna be like in a glass case, like the Collector is gonna have her. And here, students, we have Amy Schumer. She was not a very successful comedian, but boy, did she contract diseases.
It's like that episode of The Simpsons where Mr. Burns is like not dying because all the diseases are trying to get through at once and they're stuck in the doorway. That's Amy Schumer.
Oh god.
I think Bill Hader has 5 years left to live just by filming that movie with her.
Oh my god, you got a contact STD from her just by association. Yeah, like you said, Sarah Silverman's probably still pissed off that she stole her act.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before we wrap this up, so what do we want to say about Star Wars: The Force Awakens? Even though that's not a summer movie, but,
no.
Still, do we want to touch on that?
You know, I don't think we've seen enough to really be able to touch on that.
All I can say is I'm looking forward to it.
I absolutely am looking forward to it, and I'm really happy that it is out of the hands of George Lucas.
Again, another thing that people kept bitching about oh, geez, I can't believe Star Wars is now owned by Disney. I'm like, yeah, that's great. Are you kidding me? Look what they've done. Look what they've done with Marvel.
You know how brilliant of a move that is on Disney's part? Like Disney has had the corner on little girls.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they haven't had anything to have boys. So they buy Marvel Comics and Star Wars.
That's like a master stroke.
Like, you have a monopoly on awesomeness now.
Exactly. Exactly. And now you have everybody wanting to replicate their success, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant move on behalf of
And that's,
Disney.
they paid $4 billion in cash for Marvel. I remember when that news came down, I was like, you're fucking kidding me. $4 billion in cash. Here you go. Oh yeah, here you go. Open up the suitcase and there's like $4 billion in cash. And it's just like the train just kept rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's part of it. People want to see something by them fail. And so far
it's
hasn't
not
happened,
going
no.
to, yeah. They can at this point and it's because they're on top of it. They're casting the right people. They're getting the right writers. They're doing everything right. They can make anything good.
The guy who actually was executive producer on Daredevil, Drew Goddard, he's directing the next Spider-Man movie
Nice.
that we're going to be seeing in July 2017.
Honestly, I want Marvel to make a Sentry movie just to show DC how to do a Superman one.
Yes. Actually, what do you think? Before we wrap this up, what do you think is going to be part of Phase 4? I know we're still Phase 3 has a long way to go.
Yes.
But anything you want to see for Phase 4?
I would love to see Moon Knight.
Moon Knight would be cool. Moon Knight would
Yeah.
be very cool.
I would love to see Hulk in his own movie.
Well, the part of the reason that is this distribution rights are still tied up with Universal.
Yeah.
Which is why we're not going to see a Hulk movie for a while.
You know, I'm kind of okay with that too. I think Hulk is he's a very one-note character. You know, there's not all the character development, all the story would have to be told through Bruce Banner.
Yeah.
And then Hulk would just be a mechanism. Like, he works perfectly in the Avengers, but I don't think he's a strong enough character to
Hulk
carry
is
his
a
own.
good character, but yeah, he has trouble carrying a story on his own.
Yeah.
That's one thing the one reason why I want to see it though is because the guy who's playing I forget his name.
Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like him as a Hulk. I think he's
fantastic.
Yeah.
He's awesome as a Hulk, and I want to see what he could do in that sense of making a story out of it and really carrying the character in his own way.
Oh yeah. What I think I'd like to see, I'm always going to want to see a Silver Surfer movie, but that's probably not going to happen.
Nice.
I always want to see it, and I keep saying it, and I've told you before, if someone offered me the chance to direct a Silver Surfer movie, I would say hell yeah, because I already have the story already mapped out in my head, and I know exactly how to do it. And I'm not tooting my own horn, but if you saw me make a Silver Surfer movie, it would be awesome. I'm just declaring that. Fox, if you're listening out there, apart from the insults and really fuck you with the Fantastic Four, hire me to make a Silver Surfer movie, and you will not regret it. But
I call playing Terrax.
Exactly. Who we get to play Alicia Masters though?
Dean.
I'm down for that.
Dean is Alicia Masters. See, we're revolutionary.
Give it a try.
We're gender flipping. We're revolutionary, just like Judd Apatow. But I'm pretty sure. But back to Phase 4. I'm pretty sure that Kevin Feige already has Phase 4 map. But two movies I think we're going to see for Phase 4. I think we're definitely going to see a Nova movie.
Okay.
Because they've already gone into space. We've established the Nova Corps.
Yeah.
Nova is a presence. The other movie I think we're going to see an Eternals movie.
You know, I think depending on how and this all right, I hope I'm not going to stretch this out another half hour, but depending on how the Suicide Squad goes, I think we may get a Thunderbolts movie.
That actually not bad. That's not a bad. It's not a bad idea. Thunderbolts. I think we're definitely going to see another Ghost Rider before long too. If not as
God willing, not Nicolas Cage.
No, he'll be too old by then.
He was too old to begin with.
Yeah, he'll be even older then. So, Dean, any hopes for Phase 4?
Yeah. I mean, so far they've done an amazing job, and I like, in particular, most of what I'd want to see is already being planned out, like Spider-Man and characters like that. Ideally, I know there's a lot of issues in the licensing, and most likely it won't happen, but I kind of would really like to see the X-Men get involved in all of it.
Yeah.
I feel like that could make it really good, but honestly, I would only want that if Hugh Jackman stayed as Wolverine. He's not going to be.
Yeah. Well, Fox is going to hang on to dear life for X-Men. It's their biggest moneymaker now.
You know what, though? I mean, I think Spider-Man kind of gave us a precedent.
Yeah.
Where maybe it was... I was saying, like, I'm glad Marvel doesn't have the rights to the X-Men because they'd be making X-Men movies.
Yeah.
I would love if they kind of came up to some deal with Fox, where Fox keeps making the X-Men movies, like keep that outsourced, so that way they're running simultaneously, but make a deal where they can cross over.
Yeah, that's what they should do.
Yeah,
that'd be smart for them.
But
honestly, I think Deadpool is going to be their cash cow.
I think Deadpool is going to surprise because nobody at Fox is even interested in Deadpool.
Yeah,
and they're leaving them alone to do it all themselves.
Yeah, I'm very excited for Deadpool.
Yeah,
the trailer's actually going to be released very soon.
They actually there was a leaked one from Comic-Con.
I did see that.
I think
that's the one that they're going to release soon, because I did see that one. I love the trailer. It's got me so excited.
I love that. I love that line. All right, just don't make the costume green
or animated.
Oh boy. But I think that's about it. We got AKA Jessica Jones coming to Netflix this fall.
Your face looks like Freddy Krueger face fucked a topical graphical map of Utah.
Thank you for noticing. Yeah, that's great.
Jessica, that's coming out this year, right?
This fall, yeah. This fall, we got Jessica Jones, and I think that wraps it up, actually, guys. So, any final words, Jake? Are you got any stand-up gigs coming?
No.
Darn.
I don't think so. I mean, they usually come up last second.
Yeah.
So as of right now, probably not. I'll probably be hitting up the open mic at Vines on Main again.
Okay.
That was good.
So if you're in Middletown, Connecticut, Vines on Main, Thursday, open mic. You can see Jake Bentley. You could most likely see myself. You can see Dean.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
We're going to make asses of ourselves for your entertainment. So, signing off one more time. This is Robb, Robot, Shlomo, Gallo.
I am Lord William Regal.
And I'm somebody that nobody knows.
And this has been the 2015 Robotic Movie Project Summer Movie Spectacular.
Robotic Movie Project.
Please join us again next time for more fun and hilarity. Thanks for listening, everybody. If you've gotten this far, I pity you. You have no life. You're listening to three idiots somewhere in the bowels of New Haven.
Oh yeah, absolutely. None of what we say should be taken seriously.
Exactly. But all 7 of my subscribers, thanks for listening. Everybody, see you later.
Love you too.
Love you too. See you next time.